What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Happy new day. It's in the afternoon. But I just wanted to get on here really quickly. It's something that kind of came across my path. I've been hearing about this for quite some time. I've heard about it for quite some time, and now it's starting to make a little bit more sense to me because it kind of somewhat falls in alignment to what I've been talking about for the last couple of days. But I want to give you guys something to think about, right? Just something to think about. As I say, I come to you guys with a different perspective of many different things. What's up, new Intuit News Media? Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here. Oh, you early. You're early. Yay. I'm just getting off from work. And I come across, hi Nature Wolf, how you doing? Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here. But I'm not going to be on here for too much longer, right? But I'm just going to say this, okay? Hey, Mary. What's up, beautiful soul? How you doing? Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here. I'm grateful. I am so grateful. All right, so, you guys, like I said, I'm not going to be on here for too long, but I just want to bring something to you guys' attention. There was something that came across my path in regards of the Galactic Federation. Now, I will have to put out this disclaimer that I'm not fully on board vibrationally with the Galactic Federation. However, there are some things that are being said. That's why I'm grateful that I am the way that I am, that I can, pick up things I can pick up certain truths from a vibrational stance, because I understand that, these entities still have to give you a version of truth, because that's who you are truth. So you have to be, to move forward, you have to recognize at some aspect, truth has to be in it somewhere. So, doing well. Hope you are too. Feeding horses again. I always catch you when you're out with the babies. Okay. Wonderful. So, one of the things that they were talking about, in terms of, the med beds, right? The med beds that the Galactic Federation was talking about is in essence how it recalibrates you back to your original stance. Now, for those of you guys who consider yourselves, light workers, or, people that are here on behalf of everything, we have our own, beds, that is a knowing to us. So it knows us and we know it. So let's say there's 1 million beds, right? In one spot. Your divine intuition will guide you to the bed that is connected to you, right? Because it through lifetimes and many of, the different energy missions that you've gone on, in different forms that you've calibrated yourself to take on in the onset of going into many different dimensionals, it knows you and you know it, right? No different than a mother knowing its child, or a child knowing it, its mother, by this connectional force that you have between the two energetic entities, right? You just know each other. So these med beds are basically being put out there for us to begin to understand our energy points and who we are. What we talk about is very, very surface level when it comes to the chakra systems, when it comes to, all of these many different things of how, because you got to remember that what we know is at a dense level of understanding, or at a level of consciousness that was dense in terms of its energetic expression, because we were at a density where we were expressing from, the third density, which is a very dense vibrational, stagnant, vibrational vortex. What's up, KJ? How you doing? Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here. Not here for too long, but I just wanted to put something out there and you guys is here. So, as I was saying, these med beds are basically what they're saying. And let me make this clear. This is not the first time that I've heard anything about med beds. I just was not really on board with them because there's a knowing within me that we can be calibrated. We can be calibrated. And if we give our trust, or we don't follow our intuitions and we allow these beings to manipulate us, we can entrust ourselves into spaces and then become calibrated, basically back into something that you may not really want to express energetically, right? Because in the essence, you're still giving permission. So a lot of times what's happening now is that these people are, jumping on board to, because they've been thirsty they've been in the desert for so long that anything that looks like water, because they're so thirsty, they're jumping forward when it could be a facade or a mirage. So you have to, at this state of expression of our energy, we have to be conscious of the mirages, right? Because, yes, so I'm here to say, yes, you can be recalibrated in the right essence of the frequency, to which that's what's gradually happening to us right now. But these med beds, you have to be careful in terms of, putting yourself in these spaces, because with the fake alien invasion and different things of that nature, a lot of these things are going to come and pass, and people are going to be sick, and they're going to oh, I got cancer, and so therefore they're going to say, oh yeah, I can cure your cancer, I can do this, and these are what these med beds are able to do, because it's going to recalibrate you. But see, the thing of it is that if you are not if you don't have a level of discerning aspect within yourself to say, do I trust this particular entity, right? Vibrationally, is this thing vibrationally sound to calibrate me at the correct calibration that I truly want to express my energy? So this is where you guys have to be very, and once again, I'm just going to just give you guys, head up, step up your vibrational reception. I know there's a lot of information. Like, let me say this. I'm beyond the fight. I'm beyond the war, right? In that regards of how you guys see things, right? I'm beyond trying to figure myself out in terms of who I am and what I was, and if I was a slave, or if I belong to this particular entity or whatever. I'm beyond all of that, because I understand that to feel to get back to my optimum self in terms of my level of consciousness and who I am as a being expressing energy, right? I have to be calibrated or recoded back to a stance that is going to give me an optimum energetic expression. No different than, you fixing a car, you fixing a computer, or you fixing something to give you optimum performances. And so therefore you may, some, like they say, another man's garbage may be another man's treasure, because what he does to resurface and restore, right, to bring it back into top condition, he knows what to do, or what to do and what not to do to get it back to its original state, or even sometimes much better than its original state. To give you an idea of what that might look like I said, I didn't watch the full movie of Avatar. Well, you know what, the better yet, if any of you guys have ever been in a CAT scan or a MRI or something like that, these beds are similar to those. It gives you the visual of what it might look something like that. But the difference is instead of this electromagnetic stuff, through X-ray going through you have frequencies of light that's going through your avatar, correcting your codes. So a lot of times they're saying that everybody's still stuck in one gear about who the God and everything. I'm telling you, y'all, that stagnant for me, that's stagnant, right? We're beyond the scopes of that. These energies, because look at me, I'm talking this shit, and I don't know how I'm talking it. So it has to be something that's, within me, that's because I wasn't talking this way before. You know what I'm saying? So these energies are here. So, it's up to you guys. If you're still lost in the sauce trying to figure it out as to who you are and different things of that nature, and you're trying to associate yourself to something, you have to understand that this may not be your first rodeo. Like, okay, to give you an example of what I was talking about, and I'm going to use the little thing that I was doing yesterday to give you guys an example. All right, so let's use a scale of O negative, right? And they say O negative is the purest of energy frequency that constitute for this realm, okay? So many of us are A positive. Some of us are AB positive. Some of us are A negative. Some of us are, B negative, right? Some of us are O positive. So think about the lineages that you have to go back. Think about the recalibration or the recoding that you have to go back to get to your O negative, right? So let's say this machine is I'm just using this as an example to give you a visual of what that may look like. So let's say this machine, these med beds can get you back calibrated to O negative, right? Just for shits and giggle, right? So you have to, so being that this may not be your first rodeo, maybe you came in at one particular point through the A positive frequency or the antigens of the A positive frequency to experience that energetic anomaly that is associated with that. And then you start stacking it. And so now you came to another frequency. This is why you're AB positive, right? Right. And then you come through another frequency, you went from, now you're A positive or whatever the case may be because of the frequency. So because now instead of being O, you're all the way to A positive, right? And then you get AB positive, instead, so you have to begin to understand that, we probably had many rodeos in terms of what form we took to express our energy in this realm. So all of that is going to have to be recalibrated back to your original stance. Get yourself back into, tip top shape or whatever in your true vibrational essence. And this is what these med beds are going to proclaim the ability to do. Okay, so now you're going to have to turn on your discerning aspect of your wisdom, right? So that when these entities when this realm decides that they want to recalibrate you, because remember now, many people took the hot sauce 19. Okay, so that essence of the hot sauce 19 that has introduced itself into the genome, that's going to also have to be recalibrated, right? That's going, so this lifetime, your genetical sequences might start to emit a whole nother frequencies of you might come out with a C positive. Now you got an AB, you got AB positive, you got a B, you got, so now because of these the hot sauce 19, it may generate a frequency that they may begin to denote and say that now people are C positive, right? C negative, and then go into C positive, right? Because this is what happens when when we move through generational changes, right? Where they're introducing something to your genetics and you're introducing frequencies to your genetics and different things of that nature. So therefore, that's how it begins to change and cultivate the dynamics of the frequencies that's housing it. The A positive, the A negative, the AB positive, the AB negative, the O negative, the O positive, all those things. And I'm just using that because that's what we're familiar with. It's much more detailed and intricate than that. Hi, Mimi. How you doing? Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here on such notice in this little improv that I'm deciding to do right now because of med beds, right? These, what the Galactic Federation is talking about in terms of med beds. Now, what stands out to me is, in truth, yes, your vessel can be recalibrated. And there is a higher dimensional level of technology that if you submerge your carbon vessel into the essence of that particular technology, it will change the transition of it from being carbon to more of a crystalline. So yes, I know deep down inside of Buddy Love. Don't ask me how. I don't know how I know, but that does exist. That is a truth. Now, who you allow to, like I said, a lot of people, they're suffering, or they think they're suffering from the essence of this realm, right? Because of the experiences of the modifications, right? So the modifications of the frequency modifications are the diseases, right? Your cancers, your leukemias, your all of this, dysfunctionalities that comes along with the vessel. These are the ramifications from expressing in this realm, or expressing the polarized version of self. So the opposite of you is that you're healthy, of course, and you're luminous, and there's nothing wrong. So therefore, the polarized version in this realm is going to allow you the ability to express from a vibration that we call dis-ease, right? So yes, there is technology, a dimensional technology that can recalibrate your avatar. Now, but that's the thing. Do you want a natural recalibration, or do you want an instant recalibration? Because what these med beds is going to offer is an instant recalibration. What the black sun, what they're calling the black sun, is offering is a natural recalibration. So we are naturally being recalibrated through our genetics with the light codes and the frequencies and different things of that nature. What these med beds are going to do is going to give it a little, you're going to get a quicker return for the recalibration of your genetical sequences. And I think a lot of people are going to hear that and want to be well and no longer want cancer anymore. But you don't realize that you really don't have cancer. You just think that you have cancer. And so therefore you're going to experience the phenomenon that comes along vibrationally with that energy, and you're expressing from it. But if you decided to tune into a vibration, like, what, Dr. Sebi was doing from the ground up, his method from a science, from a cosmic science, was that he was transmuting the energy, the toxic energy or the dis-ease, through specific processes, through minerals, through fruits, and through certain bitters, and so, what we call bitters or whatever, but you guys might call leaves or different things of that nature. And so through the essences of that structure, he was recalibrating the frequency of the vessel, right, through natural, because we were not getting the frequencies as how we're getting them now. Okay, so he was working from the ground up. So that's why I got to give Dr. Sebi his props. And another one, Yaqui Awakening, I got to give him his props because he's doing a lot of the same things, just in a little bit more higher, a more advanced way. He's taken over where Dr. Sebi left off, in my most humblest of opinion, in that regard. So yes, you can naturally recalibrate your vessel, but it's going to take a little bit longer because of how you, first of all, your mind, in terms of where you are at in your level of consciousness, even if you even believe in something like this, that can actually happen, and different things of that nature. So it's just where you are in the process of it all is going to determine how receptive you're going to be of something like that. But I'm just here to say, yes, there's a natural recalibration that's taking place right now, and then there's going to be, as this shit begin to get further along into the process of this shit, it is not going to not stop happening, and people are going to realize that it's not going to not stop happening. When as soon as they come out with this alien story and this alien invasion and all this other kind of stuff, they're going to say, yes, we have med beds, but remember, they cannot violate free will. So you yourself is going to have a level of consciousness and a level of discernment to be able to say, is this vibrationally sound for what it is that I want to experience? Because once you go into those chambers, and allow you're giving them permission, full permission to, recalibrate you. You don't know how they're going to recalibrate your avatar, right? Because remember, we're coming out of sleep mode, right? We're coming out of sleep mode. And a lot of people at this density is just going to want to feel better. They're just going to want to feel better. I just want to feel better because I'm tired of these aching bones and everything. And let me tell you something. These med beds and different things at this, and I'm not talking against it. I'm not talking for it. I'm not talking against it. I'm just saying, as a being, use your level of discernment energy to make sure that whatever you decide to do when this stuff crosses your path, that it is vibrationally sound to what it is that you truly want to experience. But I'm here to tell you that yes, it is very real. It is very true. Many people are going to come back out and they're going to try it because they don't want cancer anymore. They don't want to die. They've been given a death sentence, and they're going to come out and they're going to just say, fuck it. What do I got to lose? I'm going to die anyway. So what the hell do I got to lose? They're going to go into these chambers and then they're going to come back out looking and be like, look at me. It works. And they're going to test and they no longer have cancer anymore. And that's when you're going to start seeing a plethora of people that just want to live go to these surges. But see, they don't know themselves the way that I'm expressing a different knowing of yourself to you guys through energy, frequency, and vibration, right? They don't know themselves that way because they are still consumed by the energetic experience of this density, or the polarized version of the expression of this density, right? So they still, like, wow, yes, I feel better and everything. But see, the thing of it is that you got a lot of alien beings out there. You got a lot of frequencies. I call aliens frequencies because that's all they are. They are frequencies and energies that has taken form. Whatever that form is, it could be whatever it looks like. That's what taking form is, right? That has taken a physical form. All right. So when these beings come to you, you got to be able to say, okay, where is this truly vibrationally sound to the core of who you are, right? And and then with me, I'm not there yet. I'm not personally there yet, because I understand that these beings have, the human being is something that is miraculous for some reason. The Arcturians, a lot of the information that I've been listening to about the Arcturians, they very, very, very much well want to integrate with the human being, right? And yes, they have a lot to offer in terms of their wisdom, their energy, their frequency, and different things of that nature. But there's something special about the human being that a lot of these other frequencies want to integrate with, right? It's an accessibility to something, some type of portal that they are aware of in frequency, that the human being has the ability to explore. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there, you guys, and to let you guys know that in the progression of this rapid frequency change, there is going to be a lot of things that's going to be put out there for consideration. But free will cannot be violated. But we gotta start, I'm not telling you guys what to do, but what I'm doing is that I'm moving at a level of vibrational discernment, because as I say, energy can take on form. So when the energies take on form and they introduce themselves as a Pleiadian, or they introduce themselves as an Anunnakian, or they introduce themselves as a Lyrian or Sumerian or Arcturian, or all of these many different things, I'm so glad you understand me. Thank you for sharing. I'm grateful. I'm so glad that I'm not in this by myself too. You guys, listen, I don't think you guys understand. Me coming on here saying this stuff sounds batshit crazy to people that are vibrating at a level of consciousness that is still in the space of hurt, and in the space of revenge, and in the space of just, so many things so many rights that they want to, so many wrongs that they want to right, and they want redemption, and they want what's that word, reparations, and different things of that nature, which are all vibrational vortexes of trauma. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, when they hear me speak and different things of that nature, I'm just you got me, sis. Yes. Yes. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful because, you know, when they hear me speak, oh, there we go. When they hear me speak, right, they think that I'm lost. You know what I'm saying? That I don't know what I'm talking about. But one thing that I've come to a beautiful understanding of is this: is that I don't care at this point right now in this day. I don't care what nobody say about me, to me, or whatever the case may be. I don't care. What I'm saying here is coming from a place of knowing whether people identify with me or not. And as crazy as it may sound, I know that it's going to make sense to somebody. They may not come out in the forefront and make themselves known, but you know, just like Mary says, you know, she's like, finally somebody gets me. You know what I'm saying? And those are the aha moments that I'm truly grateful for, and why I say it, because I know people are in the back burner like, this shit is like, you know, and then to hear somebody say it, and then it's comforting. Like, okay, I know she don't know me. She don't know me. We've never had a conversation. She don't know me, but she's saying the same shit that I've been thinking for the past 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So it brings peace. It brings solace. It brings let them know that they're on their true vibrational path, that they're not crazy. So I'll be the martyr. I'll be the one out there. You know, call me whatever you want to call me. It's not what you call me, it's what I answer to. Hi, not crazy to me. Gratitude for sharing your energy. I'm grateful. I am Carissa. Thank you. Hi, Galaxy Goddess. Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here. I know this is such an improvised one, a real quick one, but I just wanted to put that out there because med beds are coming, and you're gonna see the lines. Just like how y'all saw them, you know, hot sauce, not, you know, those test lines and different things of that nature when the pandemic was out there and all this other kind of stuff. It's going to be the same, especially when that first person decides to experience that vibration and go on that ship, because they ain't got shit to lose. They like, hell, you know, I'm terminally ill, and, you know, what the fuck do I got to lose? I'm gonna die anyway, right? And they go on that ship or whatever, you know, however they present it, and then they come back out and say, yes, look at me, I'm cured, I'm this and that or whatever. Then that's when shit is going to you know, change. The dynamic of it is going to change. Yes, I remember you were telling me about your chiropractor that has this machine, but there's going to be with this particular thing, there's going to be I remember we had some, you know, a while ago we had a conversation. It was a live, and you had mentioned that about that. But what they're going to introduce now is going to be very potent, because remember, they got to convince the masses, right? And like I said, I'm not saying that it's good, I'm not saying that it's bad. All I'm saying is trust your gut, trust your instinct, right? There are different kinds, yes, right? Trust your gut, trust your instinct. Make sure that it's vibrationally sound to what it is that you want to experience. Because yes, as I've said, and I'm so grateful, the only reason why I'm coming on here, because it's more confirming about the recalibration of our genes, where a lot of people are still fighting over who's first. And so you know that the antigens on your genes let you know that this is not your first rodeo, right? If we even go by, you know, the O negative theory, right, and we give precedence to the O negative theory, and it has migrated itself on down to, you know, being A positive, AB positive, A negative, and different things of that nature. That means that you've come through many different paths of energetic expression in this realm, and so therefore, as a result, those are the imprints of what you came through to be able to experience this density at the time that you came through, right? Whether it's incarnation, reincarnation, or whatever the case may be. Okay, I'm just using the blood type so that people can follow along more easily, but it's a little bit more scientific than that, because remember, we're just dealing with surface level information at the density and the level of consciousness that is presenting itself to us. Although we are becoming more we are ascending vibrationally more into the information, but it's still, it's still serving itself. There is still more to it at a different level of consciousness. Yes, I will use my discernment before you. Yes, please use your, yes. Make sure that it's vibrationally sound and you are not moving out of fear, or you're not moving out of desperation. Okay, so like for me, I know that this is an illusionary experience. So any dis-ease, anything that is antigens on my genetics, I know that it has a lot to do with me coming in and out of these experiences through the energy vortexes that I experienced it in this now moment, in a past life, if there was a past life that I've had or what have you. Those are just my badges of honor to show what vibrational vortexes I have undergone in this experience to transmute the energy of this realm, right? So a lot of times people are looking at it, oh, you were raped and this and that or whatever, this and, that's the lower nature. That's another way to look at it. That's the lower nature of looking at it, because of the vibration that it's expressing it. And one might say, well, it's the truth. Okay, yes, it's a vibrational truth for the level of consciousness that at the vibration and the frequency that created it. So I'm not going to say that it's not true, right? I'm just going to say, when you move at a different level of consciousness, is that the antigens that is on my blood, that's on in my blood, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it antigens. I'm just using the familiar terms that people are aware of. That is my badge of honor of terminate for me, realizing how many portals that I've undergone, energetic portals that I've undergone to experience this density, right? Because these are the lineage, the bloodlines, the frequencies in the bloodlines that gave me passage to port through to have this experience at this density, especially if you are reincarnate. Now, one of the things that Deity Isis have always said, she said this is her first incarnation. And I can more believe that, because she confirmed yesterday that she's O negative, right? She confirmed that she's O negative. Okay. So, that kind of like, that's kind of like some, that's sound. That's very sound for me, because before I never knew that she was O negative, but she's always said that, this is her first time coming into this realm, right? So with her having O negative blood, that could possibly be more likely than not. I'm just using blood types just to give you guys an example. Okay. Right? So we have to begin to understand that, yes, O negative, right? O negative, right? That's just, we're just dealing with, because I found a video yesterday, so I'm just keeping it in the same packaging so that people can understand, they can make correlation from one video to the next. So I'm just trying to keep it a little bit uniform. So we're just using those as markers. But at the same rate, I know that it's a little bit more scientific than that. At a different level of consciousness, if I was to ever access that portal, vibrationally, where it has more information to it, then trust me, I would be probably telling you guys something different about the same thing, but just at a different level of consciousness. Just like how I'm talking this, like what people talking about rape and everything and what they did. I'm talking about the same thing, and I'm saying that that's our port of entry. That's how we got in. These are how we were energetically able to get into, this plane and express the energy of this, express the energy at this density, right? Through many incarnations, right? Right? Through many incarnations, through lineage, or whatever the case may be. However, we left our mark from the last life, we left our mark there for the last life so that we can have the ability to pour it in again through another energetic experience on this realm. So when we begin to see ourselves as having energy experiences, calibrating our meat soup so that we can be able to have the experience that we want to experience, then it just takes away all of the ill wills that comes in. I had someone that said, that commented, say, oh yeah, that's why we shouldn't have been race mixing and all this other kind of stuff and everything. But with me, for some reason, I don't know, it's not vibrationally sound for me. I'm not going to say that that's not the truth. That is the truth for the vibration that created it, right? So it has a right to exist. But is that truth vibrationally sound for me? No, it's not vibrationally sound for me, because there is an essence of me that knows something else that is that's coded within my DNA that I cannot align with what that being is saying, that there should not have been no race mixing, because it's not about the mixing of race. It's about creating portals and creating pathways to be able to express energy, right? And express energy in many different variations of density, and what it's going to take in terms of how that avatar is going to be created and calibrated to be able to sustain the energetic forces of that density. So therefore, you may have to, go down the first street, make a right, and then go down to third and make a left. So you may have to go through those pathways, right, in order to create this vibration, so that it could be suitable to sustain itself in the density of the density. So there's many different paths, right, vibrational paths that you could take to be able to express through from this density. I just think that it's more to the science than what it is that is being expressed. And so therefore, but to hear somebody else say it was like, oh, I got rape and you got the bloodlines and the God. I speak a whole nother different perspective on the same thing. I talk differently on the same exact thing, but I'm speaking about the same thing totally different, because I'm moving from a different level of consciousness. And the way that I speak is not, it doesn't have any war, right? Which really also shows that, I'm moving at a different vibration, right? And I'm also moving at a vibration of discernment. That just because, you're not going to just tell me anything, because there's a knowing that, yes, there is going to be med beds out there that is going to calibrate you far much more quickly than what we may be experiencing now with these energies. Because remember, we got, in this polarized version, we have things that are oppositional, that is trying to counteract these energies from reaching our vessel at the rate that it could potentially reach our vessel to expedite the changes in our vessel. So there is some level of interruptions that are going on to slow it down. So because now there's this level of interruptions that are going on to slow it down, you're going to have these alien beings that's going to come in, give you guys the whole show, you know what I'm saying, and say, yes, we have these med beds that can cure everything. It can cure everything. And so, of course, a density full of sick people, because the density, it was designed for you to experience the polarized version of self. So if the opposite of you was well, this density was created so that you can experience the vessel. This vessel can experience illness. Even if some people don't never get ill, but it can experience the vibration of illness where the illness reside vibrationally, because there's a plethora of many different vibrations and frequencies that can be expressed in this density that has been manifested. Okay. So, of course, there's going to be a lot of people here at this density, because we've been expressing these energies through, lineage, time after time out of time. That's why they say, it's in my bloodline for me to have a heart attack. It's in my bloodline for me. We've been expressing these densities, energetic densities, through lineage after lineage. So of course there's going to be something that is going to come in and say, oh yes, med beds, we got it. And it's going to serve you and recalibrate you and bring you back to your optimum health. And like I said, that first person that get on there, that's probably, got terminal illness, and they come back out and like, oh God, I feel amazing. I feel absolutely amazing, blah blah blah, whatever. And these tests come back where they're absolutely cured and they have nothing, and they're looking more youthful. They don't even look like themselves anymore because these frequencies have recalibrated their whole avatar, and has reconfigured some of the carbon the density of the carbon into more of a crystalline energetic expression. So therefore they look younger, their skin is tighter, they don't, some of the mechanical parts that they had replaced and grew itself back and replaced itself with cartilages and different things of that nature, as if they were like in their 20s and different things of nature. So when you see this instant metamorphosis of change, then a lot of people ain't gonna give a damn about the vibration that is housing it. They gonna like, pick me. They're gonna be some damn pick me's and shit, ready to go into these chambers, not really understanding, is this particular offer vibrationally sound to what it is that you truly want to experience? Because once you give them free will and give permission to experience that energetic anomaly, then that's it, right? Me personally, shit, a lot of things aching and everything and stuff like that or whatever, but I rather wait for the me personally. What's up, Golden? Hey, love, how you doing? Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here. Me personally, I prefer allowing what they're calling the black sun to recalibrate me, right? It might be a slower process, more so than the med beds and the med beds and different things. And like, it might be a slower process, but at least I know that I am getting the right codes that I'm supposed to receive in terms of the recalibration of my vessel. Okay. That's just where I'm at right now. Now, tomorrow, another day, another moment in time, another now moment could bring a different conversation. The more that I become energetically evolved in terms of the knowing, right, within myself, right? But I'm not yet personally convinced just yet, due to it being the Galactic Federation is being the one that is pushing the narrative very hard about these particular constructs of energy being able to change to recalibrate you back to your original stance, right? Or even make you better than, right? I'm just saying, pick and choose wisely. That's all I'm saying, right? Right now, my bet is on the black sun for now, unless something, unless something different happen where I become more, more inclined within my knowing to know something different, and it gives me a different vibration than what I am receiving now. But don't allow on my account, my essence, to be your discerning or your decisional factor, because this is where, as once again I say, you guys, we have to become more acclimated in tune with ourselves in terms of our knowing, our vibrational sense, because your vibe attract your tribe. And if you don't like what you see, you got to be what you want to see, right? You got to change the vibe of it all. So you can't continuously be in the same situation that you don't like, or continuously express from an energy vortex of what you don't like. You're going, because you are what you get, right? So if you don't like what you see, you got to look at yourself and say, okay, this is a reflection, and I don't like the reflection that I see. So now I need to, vibrate out of it, and I got to be what it is that I want to see. Same difference in terms of this thing that they're going to put out there, for us to partake in. And, of course we are I'm not going to say ignorant to the fact, but we're still, a lot of us are still coming out of our slumber. Okay. We're how when you shake the mouse and you take it out of sleep mode, and sometimes when it's bogged down with so much energy, it takes a long time for the screen to pop up. Okay. Same difference, you guys. Right. Right. All right. So I just wanted to put that out there. This is my perspective. It's not here to, make anybody, feel like I'm telling you the truth, or, this is what it is. I definitely can say this is what it is for me. Okay. Be the bearer of your own experience in terms of how you interpret it and understand it. Because ultimately the only thing that really truly matters is you, right? In your world, and how you create it and how you vibrate it in it and everything like that, and the choices that you make as a result of the experience that you decide to vibrate into, right? It's you. And I know I make this shit sound simple. It's not, because it is. A lot of times people want to sound like they're, what they call it is, they want to sound very complex, because this realm said that the more complex it is, the more smarter you are. And where I come from, the simpler it is where the true intelligence is, right? And so it's the polar opposite, right? So anytime somebody get on here and they got 50 million books to come try to show you and this and that or whatever, that's good. That's true for the realm that created that credibility, for that to be credible. It's true for the realm, right? It's true for the vibration that created it. Okay. No, it's nothing right or wrong with it. It's just true for what created it. Right. But this is really a simple thing. It's no different. And like I said, the truth is in plain sight. And what I mean by the truth being in plain sight is that your computers has always been an essence of you. Every little thing that we commonly do, the upgrades in the model of your cars, the upgrades in the model of your houses, the upgrades in the model that's all been a reflection of who you are in terms of the truth is in plain sight. But we never understood it from that perspective because we never saw ourselves that way. So all of these energetic anomalies has shown yourself through so many different mediums of expression, through computers, through you like to say the universe, KJ say he likes to say the universe is simply complex. Yes. But the more when you vibrate into those vortexes, the complexity is only complex when you don't vibrate at that level of consciousness to understand it. But once you get into that vibrational essence of expression and that level of consciousness, then the complexity then now becomes simple. And so therefore, when you want to begin to understand things at a next vibrational sense or a next level of consciousness, it might seem complex from the level of consciousness you are trying to understand it for or understand it from. But then when you meet the vibrational frequencies at that level of consciousness, then once again it becomes simple, right? All right, so I'm not going to be on here for too long, but I just wanted to say that. And you guys, stay love, stay dangerous, stay true to you. Most importantly, stay true to you. Stay very true to you. And a lot of shit gonna come out, you guys. A lot of stuff's gonna come out. And you just gotta ask yourself, where am I vibrationally? Do I really truly want to experience this energetic anomaly? Because once you agree to it, right? They cannot make you do anything. No matter how much threat that they put in front of you, you still got to give permission, and they cannot violate your free will, right? They may be able to do some things from a illusionistic perspective to make you think that your free will has been violated. But once you say no, that's what the universe hears. Once you say no to an experience and somebody and this illusion imposes and forces itself on it, it's null and void. No matter what it may look like in the illusion, it is null and void in terms of the universe, right? So I just wanted to, put that out there because like I said, I know that this shit is coming, this shit is coming through a theater near you. It's coming quick. It's coming quick. And once somebody, comes out, especially if it's somebody that or whatever, because I know that they say, things are cloned and all this other kind of stuff. What's up, deity? How you doing, mama? Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here. Well, hello there, Mr. Over. Y'all coming in when I'm about to go. I'm about to go inside because I need to change clothes and stuff like that because I got to go to the store. But I came home and changed clothes and just to get on here real quick to say some things to you guys really quickly. And y'all come in now while I'm finna go. But I hope, so well said. I agree. Oh, well, I'm grateful, Mary. Thank you. I know, I always say that it's a little bit different. But damn, I can't help this shit. Like, it's like I can help it. Let me say this. It's so fluid for me. Like, it's really, really fluid for me. Like, it's effortless. It is effortless. And I don't have to be right for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't have to be right for you, but I know that I'm right somewhere. Oh, yes, but those pics of Obama in his early definitely are sugary. Lord have mercy, what you done seen? Well, you know, they've always said that, Obama was having that experience. So that's, they've always said that. They always said that, I remember the first time I saw him cross his legs, right? And I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? That stood out to me, that he was housing a very different energy than what this construct deemed as socially acceptable at the time, right? It really don't make me know, never mind. He could be whatever he want to be and do whatever he want to do. He can express whatever energy that. See, the thing is that what people are having a hard time overstanding is that, an avatar can housing a lady. Go ahead and put the shit on out there, Miss Over. Oh, snap. Right? He said, just go ahead and put the shit on out there. Don't try to sugarcoat the shit. It is what it is, right? But what people have to understand is that an avatar can be calibrated to express the frequency of the divine feminine, although they may not be a portal of passage to give birth. A lot of times, I know, a lot of people may differ in the essence of, how I feel about that. And that's fine. Because like I said, everybody is at different levels of consciousness. And just because you don't believe in something doesn't make it not permissible, because all is permissible, even the most egregious of experiences, because of the vibration that creates it, right? So the essence to escape all of those egregious experiences is to vibrate out of the vibrational vortex that created it. He has the yoni and wifey has the pianist. I guess so. It's the opposite. But see, the thing of it is, it's harmonized because you still have the frequency of the union of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, no matter what the avatar is. A lot of times, okay, that's an example. See, this is the truth in plain sight. So let's use that. And I'm not saying that Michelle Obama is a man, and I'm not saying that, President Obama or ex-President Obama is I'm not saying that, but I want to use, because they got this narrative out there. So let's take the narrative, right? The narrative is like, okay, you got in the gay circuit, right? You got a dude, right? That has this essence of what one would perceive as masculinity, which, masculinity it's not, and then you got another guy that has the feminine essence, right? The only thing is that they chose to express the feminine energy, right? But they chose not to be a portal to give life in that expression. Okay? Right? So then now you got some women, right? That's biologically a woman, right? That chose to be a portal, right? To give life, whether they, some of them don't choose. It's just like a dead exit. They got the dead exit and they got the do not enter sign, like the everything board up and shit like that. Yeah, I chose this vessel because I just wanted to experience this energy, and maybe this was the only way I could come through, or whatever, vibrationally, or whatever the case may be. But they are more expressive of the masculine, right? Now, a pure example of that would be the brat, right? The brat houses more of what we would call a divine masculine frequency. That's why I say frequencies. These frequencies are not gender specific, right? But she chose to house that frequency in a vessel, right? That had the ability to be a portal to express energy to give life. Okay. So now this is talk at a different level of consciousness, right? But if you hear somebody else at another level, another level of consciousness, they're like, she a girl, and a girl's supposed to have a baby. They ain't supposed to be this and they ain't supposed to be that. But it's clear as day. The proof is right there in plain sight that the energies, divine feminine and the divine masculine frequencies, are one and the same. It is not gender specific. It's not gender specific. And it showed itself in that way through many variations of how many people express their energy, right? But you want to associate a frequency to an avatar, and the avatar is not there just to give birth. It's there to express energy in this density, however it deems and see itself fit to express that energy. Whether it's in the avatar that is a portal to expel life, or whether it's not in the avatar that decided not that they ain't want to, I don't want to have a birth canal. I don't want to be a portal, because that shit ain't fun. Last time out in my last life, in my former incarnation in a different shape and form, I gave birth, and I just didn't like, maybe they was in a different form, in a different, vibrational experience where they were not human, and they had to give birth to a 20-pound elephant or some shit or whatever. And they was like, I don't want to choose no avatar that is able to house that level of frequency for the divine feminine to be able to be a portal of entry into a realm. They may not want it to experience being a portal of entry into a realm. Okay? So they chose that divine feminine energy, chose a masculine, a mutant body, right? A mutant, what we call the mutant, the mutant to the X, right? The Y chromosome. It chose as a Y chromosome because they didn't want to give no birth, right? They didn't want to be a portal of entry into this, to give life into the realm. So and I'm saying the same thing, but everybody else probably have a whole nother different idea. What are you talking about? Yeah, it's against. I'm not messing with you. Deity, I'm not messing with you. But it's against this. What is it against? It's only against. It is against the protocol and the practices of this realm that it has been designed and calibrated for you to have a polarized experience in the illusion of separation. That is the premise of the experience of the third density, or the hell consciousness, right? A lot of times people say the hell consciousness as a bad thing. It's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's an experience. And everything is permissible. If the most egregious things are permissible that we see all the time, right? That we don't like, but it still exists. You don't like it, but it still exists. I like that exclamation. Yes. When people are ready, their eyes open. Gotta go, love, and finish up with the horses. Till next time. Oh, thank you, Mama. Yes, until next time. Thank you for being here. I'm grateful. Yes, it's on your own timing to when you decide that you want to, get at that level of, wherever you want to be or aspire to be in this ascensional process of energetic expression, right? When we're, because we're getting the frequencies in and different things of that nature, right? So, like I said, for me, the med surge beds, what they call them? Bye, Mary. Thank you, Mama. The med beds is, for me, is kind of like somewhat a no-go for now, because of the vibration that's coming through in the in the introduction of these med beds. I'd rather wait right now until I become more clear and sound with vibrational sound with certain things. I'd rather take on the energy of the black sun. I know that a lot of things are being done to circumvent those energies, to bringing it half mass, to kind of like, but it's not going to stop it, right? It might slow it down a little bit, just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, but nevertheless, I would rather for my avatar to go through a natural transition from the energies that are coming from what they're calling the black hole or the black sun or whatever the case may be, right? But these med beds is instantaneous recovery, where your bloodline becomes recalibrated back into what we're going to call the O negative, right? That just giving you just to give you a premise of what that might look like, right? It go get you back together. And then there is even some stories that are coming out in regards to light workers that are out there, that you already have a calibrated bed that knows you and you know it. So as I was saying earlier in the live, it's like having thousands of these med beds, and you'll know what bed is yours because you've been there before. It knows you, and all you do is lay in it. It already knows your past lives and different things, and how to recalibrate you back to your original stance of essence of frequency, right? Hi, Sincere. What's up? How you doing? Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here. Right? So there are some light workers that, now in that essence, that part of the story resonated with me. Right? That did resonate with me, but I'm still going to go with my gut right now and just take on the essences and the energies from the central sun for now. It might be a slower process, but I'd rather be vibrationally sound with my decision moving forward. Anything that I do right now it's got to be vibrationally sound, and I'm always in consultation with myself. I'm always in the closet. You know how that song, come on in the room, hey, come on in the room. I'm always in consultation with myself, right? I'm always in consult with me. So moving forward, it has to make sense in frequency and in vibration. That's for me, right? And I shouldn't worry. I shouldn't say I worry about a lot of y'all, but but that's where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that where you are is bad. It's not bad. It's not good. But just because I know that dense energy and what that shit feel like and stuff like that, I'm like, damn, bro, when you ready, ain't you ready to free yourself from that? But you ain't ready until you ready. You know what I'm saying? Just because, I may be over here, expressing from a different energy source or whatever the case may be. That's because that's, what I built myself in terms of my internal self decided to do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it's no judgment over here. It's like I don't judge over here because I get where everybody is at in terms of how they are deciding to express their energy. I don't see gay, I see a choice. You know what I'm saying? Ain't you don't yet, Miss Millie. I'm lost. You done lost me. Ain't you done yet, Miss Millie? Ain't you done yet, Miss Millie? Oh, that's on Color Purple, right? But what part, Miss? I'm right though, Color Purple, right? Ain't you done yet, Miss Millie? Oh yes, Miss Millie is the lady that was in that took over no, I'm wrong. I'm lost. No gays, lesbians, etc. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't see gay. I don't see lesbian. I don't see anything. I see a being that is deciding to express their energy in an avatar in the way that they want to express their energy in an avatar, right? When I look at the Brad and Judy, I don't know. A lot of times people might say, "Oh, this is like publicity," or "This is I see the purest of love." Like, I just see love. I don't know. And I think it's such a beautiful thing, and I'm glad that they are expressing their love in the way that they are. And let me tell you something. I am what they would call heterosexual. I don't have a desire to, like, I really don't have a natural desire to, like, sleep with a woman or anything like that. But I can sit here and being a heterosexual person. Oh, The Help. Yeah, The Help. Oh, yes. The Help. Yes, The Help. Yes. But I recognize love. You understand what I'm saying? I recognize when love is being expressed. And, maybe, and I'm not wishing nothing bad on their marriage or anything like that. But it can change at any moment. But right now, in this now moment, all I see is a pure affections of love being shared between two energetic beings. right? That's what I see. I don't see gay. I don't see lesbian. I don't see any of that. And I know that we have been conditioned, to speak in that way. In this experience, right? In this experience, it's always been, but we just didn't know. Because the distraction has always kept you separated. Because what? This is the illusion of separation, right? This is the experience of the illusion of separation, right? For you to not understand something like the brat and the Jew. It was one Coneheads, right? When the girl was mating with a human, the conehead girl, and she put the ring on her conehead and put the ring on him, and he was having an orgasmic experience without even having physical intercourse or physical expression of energy, right? But he was still having this orgasmic experience, energetic orgasmic experience with that ring light, whatever that ring thing that they had on their head. I call it a ring light or whatever, right? That's some true shit. That's very true. I don't know. Don't ask me how I know. I just know that's true. When I saw that, even as a young person, I'm like, that's true. That's very true. But when you're in the physical realm, you're here to express the physical expression. That's part of the reason why you came into this density, is to have a physical experience, with the polarities, even though it has the polarities, but hell, you got to eat cake. Remember, I tell you got to eat cake. The avatar is good to you. You get to touch somebody. You get to not only have that expression of energy being expressed, but you get the tangibility of being able to hold somebody and touch somebody and have a physical experience. That is the beautiful essence about being a physical incarnate and expressing energy in a physical in an avatar, right? Because it gives you the touch and the tangibility and the receptors of being able to have these experiences, right? These physical experiences, right? So the realm is not all bad. It's just how you perceive it. It is designed to give you a polarized experience. And that's all that it's done. And, and a lot of times, I remember I used to look at it, the fallen, I used to look at the fallen in a dense energy experience, and now I look at it from a different level of consciousness, right? Yeah, I do. Not as mad, not as angry, right? I just know where a lot of the stuff reside at when people talk, when people say things. I know where I know where you're vibrating. I can feel it, right? I can feel it. And it's no judgment, right? That's where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Like I've said, it is what it is. I'm grateful for this now moment. I hope that what I'm saying to you guys, makes some sense. And like I said, I will always say that just because you may not be having a physical experience, you're still having an experience. We still have the death experience. Even though you're not dead, you still have the death experience when you go to a funeral, right? When you're in mourning. Right? You still have the death experience. You still have the gay experience. It may not be a physical. You may not experience a physical death. You may not be having a physical experience in homosexuality. But every time you hate on somebody for homosexuality, you're having that homosexual experience, a non-physical homosexual experience, right? At a dense energy of vibration. Right? Like I say, the purest of love, the love frequency is up here, and hate is love being expressed at a lower density, right? So you're just experiencing that same energetic anomaly in a non-physical way in the expression of love that we now call hate because of the dense energy that is being expressed from, right? You still have the experience, it's just not a physical one, right? That's why these stories keep coming on TV, so they can keep you constantly inundated in the experience. Even though you might not be having the physical experience, but on the news, on 21st and 7, somebody got shot and killed and everything. They want you to constantly be in that dense energetic experience, right? Right? They don't get, it may not be your physical experience, but you're having an experience because guess what? Did you hear on the news that what your name got shot? And it was all on the news, right? And you wasn't even there. Would have never known nothing about it had it not been on the news. And then the vibration that it carries, you have now decided to be a part of it, right? And accept the value of it. So now you're having that same experience, whether it's true or false, right? But at the vibration that it was emitted to be experienced from, right? You can feel it. Yes, you can feel it. Right. Right. Because we're energetic beings, right? I be hearing a little sneak disses and stuff about, when certain people be saying stuff like that. But I'm just here to tell you, brothers and sisters, I love you. I'm not in no war with nobody. I'm past the war stage. Like, I'm past that. Right? And the war could be right before my eyes. And I know that it exists, but it's not a part of my repertoire of energetic expression. Right? I respect the fact of its, ability to be expressed. But by me saying yes to what it is that I want to experience is giving it a silent no, right? I love you too. 1144 I am. Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here. I am grateful. All right, you guys. I'm finna get up on here. I wasn't planning on being here for that long. But I hope that what I've said, brings some sense of, understanding to certain things of what is about to take place, because a lot of you want to experience, this alien invasion and these alien anomalies and different things of that nature, to which, it is, it's an experience to be experienced. So therefore they're going to have these med beds that's going to come out there, because they're pushing the hell out of these med beds, and they're good. They're good. They're not bad. They're good in a sense of expediting the healing of your avatar and recalibrating you, at a more rapid rate. But I'll wait on this. For me, I'm just going to let the black sun do its thing. The energies from the black sun do its things for now. For me, that's for me. It might be a little bit slower process of recalibrating my vessel, but I'll wait a little bit. And then you never know. Tomorrow I might get on here, 2 days later, 3 weeks later, a month later, I may come into a different frequency that gives me a different perspective about the same energetic anomaly. So that's how energy, vibration, and frequency goes, right? And especially when you are aspiring to ascend, right? You want to energetically ascend out of these, particularly dense vibrational vortexes of energetic expression. Okay. So, and that's what it is for me. I'm on the rise. I'm rising to the top. I want to say I'm winning. What's up, TT? How you doing, Mama? Gratitude for your presence. Thank you for being here, although I'm about to dip. But I love you guys immensely. Have an amazing evening. I shall talk to you guys later. And just enjoy yourself and, pick and choose wisely. All right? Stay dangerous. Love you guys immensely. Have a good one. Later.